What's up, Patreon gang? I hope everybody is doing good. I wanted to come through with just a special reading for you guys on what's happening next, what's going on next for my Patreon gang. Thank you guys for being here. You guys are the real MVPs. You guys are awesome, and I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the support that you guys give. And I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody is taking care of themselves, okay? So we got some new Palo Santo finally. I had to wait for my Palo Santo person to re-up, y'all. I didn't think they were ever going to have 1 ounce packages again, but they finally got them back. So I'm going to use these like they're gold. But yeah, just going to clear this energy a little bit. So let's see what we have. We're going to use the new moon, well, the new moon energy, but we're going to use the Moonology deck for this new moon energy. So it's kind of going to be like a new moon reading slash a what's next reading. So we're just going to kind of wing it, right? I am seeing planes, so travel, but also news could be coming in from a distance with the plane energy. I'm seeing the word delivery, so some of you guys, you might have a delivery that's coming unexpectedly. I don't know what that could be if you're not expecting it. It could be somebody, like if you have a wish list, somebody might buy something off your wish list. But it could also just be like spirit is delivering something to you. I'm gonna keep shuffling. I want to get a really nice shuffle here because I did just use these for Instagram for the new moon reading over there. You guys know Instagram gets my moon readings, my new moons and my full moons. So if you want to go watch those, you can. So that's pretty much the only reading I do over there on there for them. So I always make sure they get that. Whoa, way too many. So let's see what we have here. What's next for the collective, my Patreon gang? What's next for my Patreon gang? What's happening next? Yeah, my hand's starting to hurt. I think we shuffled enough. What's next? What's next for my Patreon gang, spirit? So we have look at the bigger picture coming out, full moon in Sagittarius, and a personal issue reaches resolution. So I see a completion of a cycle happening here. You're going to, and I almost want to say finally, because I feel like you have been like struggling with this, going through this for a while. For some of you, for others this is recent, but it just feels like you've been going through something and you've been kind of struggling to see what the purpose of it was. Right? Like, why did I go through this? Why did this happen to me? What is going on here? Why won't things move forward? What do I need to learn in order for this to move forward? Because it seems like whatever I do, I lose. Whatever I do, it doesn't work out. Whatever I do, I still end up like I haven't learned this lesson and I don't understand. So, you know, and I feel like that's why, you know, Spirit wants you to know that you're looking at the bigger picture. You're looking at something with a higher perspective. And the higher perspective could just even be like to the point of just saying shit happens. That could literally be the higher perspective because sometimes shit does happen, right? Like there's something to be said for not taking every single thing personal. There's something to be said for not turning every single thing that happens in your life into something that you need to analyze, something that you need to figure out, something that you need to heal, something that you need to, like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes the higher perspective is just that this is Earth and sometimes shitty things happen on Earth. And that's kind of the energy I'm getting. It's like, let bygones be bygones, and you can go ahead and get the hell on, you and your baby mama, or your mama, however it goes. I think that's how it goes, outcast, okay? So that's the energy that I'm getting here. It's like you're seeing the bigger picture of something, and you're deciding that, you know what? It's really not worth me going nuts over. It's really not worth me worrying about this and freaking out about this and turning it into a 5-alarm thing. Like, it's okay. Like, that's the energy I'm getting. Some of you, again, I saw the plane with the travel. Sagittarius is, that's, you know, travel. And the bow always makes me feel like you're being shot in a direction. And I feel like that's another thing that Spirit wants you to know, collective, that, you know, this stuff may have happened, but it's happened because you're being pushed in a certain direction. Like sometimes we don't see the puzzle pieces. We don't see we don't see the full puzzle once it's put together. All we see is the pieces. All we see is, I'm trying to make this fit. I'm trying to get this to fit here, so that makes up a part, and then I gotta, we're trying to figure out how to do it, and it's like, the thing about it is that it's all leading to something, okay? All these little pieces are going to end up making one big puzzle for you, and you're going to understand this. We have working through your fears, okay? So what's happening next, I feel like you're stepping out of your comfort zone. I'm going to be honest with you. And with the new moon in Scorpio here, that talks about new beginnings, but it talks about new beginnings on like an emotional level, right? Like facing your fears. So let's say like you don't like to be vulnerable, you don't like to be emotionally open, okay? You're going to face that fear of being emotionally open. You're going to face that fear. Let's say that you like to stay in your comfort zone and you don't want to take a leap of faith. You're going to face that, where you're going to be asked to take a leap of faith, okay? It's pretty much like, let's use another example. Say you don't like conflict, right? You're a people pleaser. You tell people what you think they want to hear instead of what you think you should say because you don't want to have conflict. You're going to face that conflict because for whatever reason it's needed to help you move in a certain direction. There is a barrier here or a boundary when we think about Scorpio energy. There's something that's been kind of blocked because you don't want to step outside of the comfort zone. The Scorpio, well, the scorpion, it is a crustacean, right? So it has a shell. It has a natural protective layer. So this always makes me feel like you are keeping yourself in something, in some kind of boundary, whatever it is. Could be any of those things I just gave you an example of, so you don't get hurt. That's the ultimate goal of the scorpion, is to protect itself, to protect its soft insides. But Spirit is saying that you're going to get hurt sometimes in life, bigger picture. Sometimes that's going to happen. And it doesn't always, every single thing have to be, well, okay, so I got hurt, so now what can I do to make sure that, I'm not living this and this isn't, like, that's not always what it's about. Sometimes it's just shit happens and you being strong enough to know that you can survive it, okay? So another one for what's next for the collective, please. My Patreon gang. What's next? What's next for my Patreon gang, Spirit? What's next? Full moon in Virgo. Interesting because new moon in Virgo, right? Virgo energy is here. It's time to release negativity. You are good enough. I feel like you're going to have a major boost in your self-esteem here coming up. I feel like you're about to really embark on something. And once you allow yourself to, like once you see something in a bigger way, a less emotionally charged way is what I'm getting, you're about to really boost in your self-confidence. Also, there could be this energy of not going after things that you want to go after because you're scared of being hurt. So let's use love for an example. Okay, let's say that you don't want to be hurt. You want somebody in your life, but you don't want to be hurt. And every time that you feel like you open up, you get hurt. Instead of actually like hiding yourself away and being like, fuck it, I'm done. I refuse to date. I refuse to go through this shit ever again. Spirit's asking you to get yourself out there and go try again. Right? Spirit's asking you to face your fears. Let's say you want a nice job, okay? You want to do something for work, but you feel like you're underqualified. Feel like there's no way. There's no way. Spirit's like, look at the bigger picture right now. People need employees, and they want employees that'll work, and people are willing to give people chances right now that they normally wouldn't because there's such a demand for workers in like most fields, honestly. I haven't heard of a field that's doing great that doesn't need workers. I think everybody do. So it's like, I'm just saying, like, Spirit saying you are good enough. You have everything that you need to have whatever it is. Whether it's work, you're a skilled person. And even if you don't have all of the skills, even if you don't have all of the knowledge that you need, You're a good, fast learner, and you'll learn fast. That's the thing. You'll pick up on this super fast. So it's almost like Spirit is saying, don't not try. Look at the bigger picture. Right now, people need employees. Step out of your comfort zone. Go after something that you're not sure that you can get. You might receive it. You're good enough to get it. It's the same with love. You are a wonderful, talented, beautiful, handsome, amazing person. Why wouldn't somebody want you? Anybody would be lucky to have you. And yeah, sure, you've tried dating and it's went and crashed into flames a million times. But, you know, like I just told them over on the new moon reading on Instagram, sometimes you gotta kiss a couple toads before you meet your prince. Right? So Spirit's saying you're good enough for whatever this is that you want. All you have to do is allow yourself to have it. Believe that you are and go after it. Look at the bigger picture. Sometimes you're being shown what you don't want when you fail, or when you walk into a toxic situation, or when, you know, things happen in life that seem unfair. You're actually being shown what you don't want. You're also being shown your own worth in some of those cases, because we do have that out here. So some of you are being shown that, you know, knowing your worth is essential. And that doesn't just go for like putting up boundaries with people, like knowing your worth in the essence of, I know that I'm worthy of having what I want, so I'm going to go after it. Right? So take it as it resonates, but that's what I'm getting here. Yeah, there's been a lot of like confusion and just being lost in the sauce, and I feel like the blame game has been going on, but you've been blaming yourself for a lot. Like you feel bad, like I should have known better, or I should have done things differently, or I should have just, you know, went to school for this. Why didn't I go to school? If I would have just went to college, then maybe I would have this great job. Maybe I'd have these opportunities. And it's like, Spirit's like, everything happens exactly as it should in the grand design. And we don't always see the grand design. That's the thing, okay? So look at the bigger, like I was saying about the puzzle pieces. Like we don't always see what it's going to turn into. We're just kind of asked to trust and go through it. Why is look at the bigger picture here for what's next for my, Instagram, for my Patreon gang. Look at the bigger picture. Why is this here? Yeah, some of you are, okay, I'm getting a strong energy here. And this could even be in regards to love, because it is out here. Some of you have been restricted from something, or you, let's just say you fell for somebody and you couldn't have them, right? It's like some of you have been restricted from something and it's for your own good. It's the same with jobs. Some of you wanted a job and you went for it and you were sure that you were going to get it and you didn't. And Spirit's like, you're being restricted for a reason. Protection, right? Rejection is protection. Rejection is redirection. Especially in this case, because I feel like Spirit is asking you to redirect yourself. I don't feel like Spirit's asking you to take yourself out the game. Like, work through your fears is usually like kind of like a Fool card for me, honestly. I know it's not really similar to the Fool energy in the tarot, but for me, it kind of does represent Fool, because it talks about, you know, that leap of faith that sometimes we have to take, stepping out of our comfort zone to allow changes. You know, change can be uncomfortable. And I feel like whatever this is that has not worked out in the past, has not been smooth, has not seemingly been in your favor, is actually in your favor. And I feel like Spirit wants you to start looking at something like that. Like you're better off. Like you're better off. Let's say that like you did want a job, right? And you didn't get it. And you've been sitting there like, oh, like look at the bigger picture. That employer, that boss might have been like a freaking dictator. Right? You might have went into that place and been used, taken advantage of. Who knows? You might have even went into a place and God forbid you go and you actually like slip and fall and you get hurt. And Spirit's like, that's what I was protecting you from. Like I'm getting the energy of like Spirit wanting you to know that if you're being restricted in any way, if you're being kept from something, it truly is because Spirit cares about you. It truly is for your own good. So don't stress about why. Like I said, Look at the bigger picture. Sometimes it just is what it is. Sometimes shit just happens, and it doesn't have to have a rhyme or reason. But in this case, I feel like it does. It's just you needing to accept that the bigger picture here is it's happening for my own good. And that can be really fucking hard to it's depending on the situation, guys, because trust me, a Moody has definitely been there in the love front, in the money front, in everything. Like, I know exactly how that feels to have something really shitty happen to you and be like, okay, well, I don't see how this was for my own good. But it's like sometimes being kept from it is what is for your own good, okay? So working through your fears. Why is this here? So something wanted to collect. I don't know why I said that. This wanted to pop. Knight of Wands. Going after something passionately. Going after something aggressively. Right? Like the Knight of Wands, sometimes he doesn't really think. This is a sporadic card. This is definitely a card that talks about, you know, sometimes just being impulsive, letting your actions lead you. And I honestly feel like that's what Spirit wants you to do. So let's say you got, you know, jaded when it comes to love. Like you put yourself out there and bam, another one bites the dust, right? Spirit's like, don't give up. Go after the next one just as much as you were going to go after the first one. Be aggressive about it. Be passionate about it. Act like you want it. You know, because if you put out the energy of that you don't want something, you don't need something, then that's what you're putting out into the universe. Right? It's like knowing that you are energetically aligned for it. There's something about that here with the Knight of Wands. And then this is also saying, like, if there's something that you're wanting to go after, like, as far as a job, like, being ambitious. Like, yeah, I can have this. Yes, you're damn right I can have this. You know, this is tailor-made for me. And I might not have all the information that I need. I might not be the smartest person. Or I might not have the most experience. I might not even know how to even do this. And you know, keep this position, but I can learn, I can be motivated, I can be passionate, I can be creative, right? I can be innovative, because that's what the Knight of Wands really is transitioning into the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, King of Wands. That's that energy there of an innovative person, a future forward thinker, somebody who finds solutions, not problems. Right? Somebody who talks about why things can happen, how things can happen, versus why they shouldn't or why they can't. You know, I feel like Spirit wants you to be really positive and just try, pick yourself up and try again. You can dust it off and try again, right? Aaliyah, if at first you don't succeed, that's what I'm getting here. You can dust it off and you can try again. And you never know what's going to happen the next round, okay, is the energy I'm getting. So stepping out of your fears of this isn't going to happen for me, I can't do this, it's all going to be the same, they're all going to laugh at me, whatever it is. It's like, yeah, look. Oof, that's a nice combo right there. But really, I'm just kind of being drawn to the Magician. I feel like this is what's going to end up happening. Of course, stability and structure in your life, right? But I feel like with the Magician, this is talking about you having all the skills you need. Like you do. You have all the skills you need to make something happen. There's a lot of work energy out here for sure. Okay? So not letting fear mindset take over, right? So like, let's just say, for instance, like you guys did deal with something recently where you feel like you were massively rejected, right? In whatever regard that it was. You feel like you were massively rejected. Spirit's like, dust yourself off and try again. Maybe not with that fool. Maybe not with that job, right? But you definitely should try again. You definitely should keep yourself open. You definitely should be available and be vulnerable. Like, don't let yourself think that just because it didn't work out with that person, that job, that situation, that it can't work out with this job, this person, this situation. And in fact, you guys have tailor-made situations, jobs, people, whatever, waiting out there for you. So it is going to happen with somebody, something. Just because it didn't happen with this somebody, something, doesn't mean it won't happen elsewhere. That's what I'm saying. You need to look at the bigger picture. Don't lock yourself away, but also know if, okay, like there's a difference between locking yourself away and then spirit locking you out. We all know what that feels like when you're being restricted spiritually. Like we know. It's stagnant. There's nothing happening. You're being almost forced to move in another direction. Okay? That's when you're being spiritually locked out. But when you're locking yourself out, it's like you don't even try. You don't even give that an opportunity to lock yourself out. So that's the kind of energy I'm getting. You are good enough. Why is this here for the collective, please? You are good enough. Y'all's energy is making me feel high. Yes, honey. I haven't smoked in a long time, and y'all's energy is really getting me high. It feels like it. So we have the Chariot energy. You are good enough. Yes, Spirit coming through. Right? 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 Look at all this good juju. I'm telling you. You guys are learning to make better choices, therefore getting yourself into alignment for what is actually yours, legacy. You're seeing the truth of something, and that truth is that you have potential. You're good enough for something. You're going through your healing. You're making it happen is what I'm getting. With this Chariot energy, a Spirit's asking you to go after yours. Shit. That's the energy I'm getting. Spirit's asking you to go after yours. Whether this is love, whether this is money, right? And if you don't know what you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to turn, how you're supposed to go after something, you just need to live in that boss confidence energy of when it happens, when it comes to me, I'm ready. Right? So let's say you don't know what job you're going to take. You don't know where you're supposed to go work. You don't know what opportunity is next. You don't know what the next step is for your path. Spirit's like, you better fake it. You better act like you know. You better know that no matter what the next path is, no matter who the next person is, for whatever, however it resonates, right? Because for some people it's love, money. For some people it's both, whatever. It's like that you're going to be ready for it. You're going to be able to handle it. Ambition here. You know, this is a winner. This is somebody who is dedicated. This is somebody who's motivated to making movement happen in their life, having a successful outcome, remaining balanced so you can move forward successfully. Okay? So that's really what I'm getting for you guys for what's next. It's like a whole epiphany, Tiffany, right? It's like a whole mindset change, a whole mindset shift, and really allowing yourself to get back out there or stay out there or do whatever it is. It's like they're showing me like a football game and like somebody gets like side hit, right? And then like they just go down and everybody in the crowd's like, oh, wow, that was rough. That was rough, right? And it's like, does the football player just get up and go run to the sidelines and be like, that's it. I get hit. This is the third time I've gotten hit in this game. It's like this person has a vendetta against me. I'm not going back out there. I refuse to do it. It's just too hard. Right? No. They don't know that, like, quit energy. They're going to keep going. Right? They're going to keep playing and possibly get hit some more times too. But you never know. You might just win the game. Right? Like, could you imagine? Could you imagine? I don't really know any football players' names, so I'm just going to use a really old one, guys, that's not even playing anymore, but Dan Marino. Okay, I know, that just shows my age right there, because he was popular back in the day. But I'm just saying, could you imagine if Dan Marino would have gave up? And he got hit a lot. Would you imagine, like, if he would have just gave up? Like, fuck it, every freaking game there, they're going after me. Yeah, they're going after you because you're the star. You're really good at what you do. So they want to take you out, buddy. That's the whole freaking point, right? So it's like, but he ain't going to give up. He knows that's the nature of the game. Higher perspective. Look at the bigger picture. He knows. That's just, of course, every single game, I'm going to go out there. Somebody's going to try to hand my ass to me and put me down for the last time because they know that if I stay in the game, I'm fixing to win. Why? Because I'm good enough. That hurts. So I'm going to face my fears and I'm going to go out and I'm going to play this game like I would every other fucking game. Right? I don't know, guys. That's the energy I'm getting for what's next. I do hope it helps. I do hope it resonates. I hope it does something, honey. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.